Okay, so finally, we're on the train. This lady leaves another handbag, and they show a couple potential targets, and then you see someone take the bag, and right away, even in the subway, they don't show the person's face, and right away, I thought that was pretty suspicious. Why they're not showing her face? Now they did show like a couple of people, before she left the bag, and you could tell from like the looks of this person, it wasn't one of them two people. This lady had like brunette or reddish hair, something along those lines, and then people's in the subway that she was checking out was sort of blondish, if I recall, and frankly, they weren't even Greta's type. The second girl was sort of hyper and fidgety, and that's not Greta's type. She likes a sort of timid and meek girl like Frances was. At any rate, you see this lady grab the bag. They don't show her face. Then they show this lady walking around. They show her walking down the alleyway, still not showing her face, which is all very suspicious. Why they're not showing her face. It even looks like she's wearing a wig. And so, I don't know about you, but I knew that it's something sort of, they're going to go for a big reveal. I mean, they have to show who this is at some point. And, I knew there was some kind of reveal moment coming. The whole situation has sort of a Brian De Palma moment feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of twisty. It's just almost like Basic Instinct as well. Who's in the wig? Who are they? A good person or a bad person? Who could be under the wig? One of them kind of moments. And let's face it, I mean, who else could it be but her roommate? I mean, who else could it logically be? This wasn't some guy. It was clearly a lady. And I mean, who are the only potential ladies in the film? I mean, you got the roommate, that's number one. I mean, one of her bartender friends or waitress friends from the restaurant. I mean, they're not connected to it. They don't know the whole story. They're only marginally involved. They would not have the wherewithal to be trolling the subways and heading out to this lady's house. Now, I mean, this Alexa Hammond girl, who is a friend of Nicole, I mean, she somewhat plausibly, marginally could be considered, but I never really gave that a lot of consideration. I mean, in my mind, it was pretty much going to be this roommate. And then when she's talking, I'm from Texas, and it's still not showing her face. In my mind, I'm thinking her roommate has some kind of like model actress qualities. This is along her lines. And she was intimately involved with the situation. And she knew how Frances originally found the handbag. So it made perfect sense for it to be her. So I wasn't shocked at all. And then when it comes to the big reveal, again, wasn't shocked at all. I will say, to be fair, there were some people in the cinema who like gasped a little bit, like, "Oh my God!" Like, "Oh, we're surprised." But no, I was beyond it. I was pretty much expecting it. All right, so all in all, everybody gets saved. Everyone's safe. They put the lady in the box. The implication is that little Eiffel Tower is going to fall out, and she's going to get free. They've obviously left that door open to a certain extent. Alright, so here are my thoughts on the film. I enjoyed the film overall. It was a basic story. I mean, we've seen this type of story many, many times before. One film that came to mind was Single White Female, for example. It had that kind of vibe to it. But we've seen these stalker movies 10 million times before. But, frankly, I mean, in this case, they left her in the box. More often than not, by 2019, by today's standards, that's not typically how these end. They typically end with that person getting shot or killed in some type of spectacular way. That's how it's done lately. Whether we're talking about, Obsession or Indecent, or all these scorn lover types of movies that we've seen in the last 5 or 6 years. The Neighbor, The Boy Next Door, all those movies. These people almost always get killed for one in some type of spectacular fashion. She doesn't. She survives. So that's a little unusual. So maybe we'll see her again. But at any rate, the storyline is pretty basic, kind of predictable, nothing special, doesn't break any new ground, to be perfectly honest. This would be almost kind of a straight to DVD movie, a cable show, were it not for the fact that you had some respectable names in it, and you had Grace Moretz in it. I mean, that made it intriguing. But frankly, were it not for her, it was just some other person that you're not too familiar with, this movie certainly would be forgettable. Alright guys, so that's my take on this film. I hope you liked my presentation, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.